Hello, and I am back with another tutorial on how to work the Everpocalypse site. Now, I'm going to go over a few things, mainly revolving around how to make Zenfolk, which are what I focus on mainly instead of Everpocalypse, such as creating Zendroids specifically. If anybody wants to know how to make other characters, it's pretty simple and close to Zendroids. Once you figure out how to do Zendroids, you figure out how to do the rest of the species, really. So it's pretty simple. I don't think I have to go over all the other ones. Since Zendroids are the main species, I thought I should go over that, rather than any of the other ones. However, first thing that we are going to do in this tutorial is go over to our profile. Now, inside your profile you can find many things, such as your bank, which displays everything that you've gotten, such as coins, aura points, emeralds, chips, zen points, and keys. Inside your inventory you'll find stuff, whatever you like to do and get, but we are gonna focus on the stuff in the inventory, and we're gonna focus on the bank a bit later when that becomes relevant. So in our inventory we can view things, these things. So we are not going to focus on the Aegis seed, because the Aegis seed is actually for Zenfolk, and we are not focusing on Zenfolk, we are focusing on Zenfolk today. We are not going to be using the Chroma Brew, as even though that this, oh my gosh, I can't speak today. Even though the Chroma Brew is a Zenfolk item, this is meant for starters inside of the Everpocalypse community, and not exactly people who have been here for a bit and long enough to get Chroma Brews. So we're going to ignore Chroma Brews for this video, and mainly focus on Dark Brews and Light Brews, which are the brews that are most common to get. Dark Brews giving your Zenfolk a dark mutation, and Light Brews giving your Zenfolk a light mutation. As you can see, I have 5 Dark Brews and 4 Light Brews. Now, you're going to see where those come in handy a bit later when I actually get into making Zenfolk. But I'm going to explain how you get the currencies and the brews for Zenfolk now rather than later, because it would be random. I just brought it up at the end of the video. So inside the activities tab you will find a bunch of little areas here. You will find shops, dailies, foraging, prompts, and encounters. Now, I don't know much about encounters. This is a part of the new update, but I assume you will be able to get currencies here as well when I figure out what this means. I might update and tell, but I don't know. I plan to do this very rarely. This is like the 4th time I've actually recorded this video, because I kept on getting interrupted, I kept on having problems, I lost storage space and it stopped recording, all that stuff. Forage is the easiest way for one to get items. Now, I have already done my forage for today, and it cut down from 1 hour to 1 minute, which is so much faster, it's so much easier to deal with. I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but I foraged for 1 minute this morning, and it was pretty great. Now, here you would see 2 buttons normally. You would see the shrine. I don't know the full name of the shrine, but that's for Zenfolk. If you want Zenfolk specifically, you would click the button over here, which would be for the Delta port. The Delta port is the one for Zenfolk, and the shrine is for Zenfolk. What you get from the Zenfolk shrine is stuff like Dark Brews and Light Brews, as well as currencies like chips, Zen points, and keys. I almost called them bones so many times because they look like bones instead of keys. But you get keys probably from there. I have not gotten a single key yet, but I think some other people have gotten keys before. I think one of my friends did. I'm unsure, but I am pretty sure that you would get it inside of the Delta port. Now, we're gonna go into the actual customization, but we're gonna go back here to my profile, where I will explain what you can sort of do. Now, as I'm pretty sure I previously mentioned, it might have been in a scrapped thing, dark brews are for dark mutations, and light brews are for light mutations, as later chroma brews are for chroma mutations. Now, you can make characters without good characters without having any sort of mutation at all, such as Mac. He is completely mutationless, and I'm pretty sure I did pretty good on his design, and I feel very good about it. However, with different characters, I'm only gonna reference my characters in this because I don't want to show anybody else's Zenfolk without their permission. But you can have other ones like Zenith here with mutations. As you can see, I have several mutations. 4 here for Zenith. And I'm going to jump into what those do a bit later as I work on designing. Now I'm going to go back to my profile, and we are going to go into Avis Paint X. Now I have my base right here. This is the basic body for a Zenfolk. Now, there are a few things that you cannot change on a body, such as the health bar right here. The health bar must stay. I'm gonna add a layer, and I'm gonna get red so I can show it. The health bar I've been talking too much. This is what you call the health bar. This cannot change. No matter what you do, your Zenfolk will always have a health bar. Now, you can cover this like EXO does, with like a handkerchief that like goes like this, some wacky large stuff or something, I don't know. You can cover it with like clothes or something probably too, I don't know. But you can cover it, but it will always be there on your Zenfolk. Now, you will always have horns, normally. You can use mutations to have different shapes of horns, and stuff like those. And if we're doing a male base, so if you were doing a female base, the horns would be more like that, curving up to the ears. Both of them. As for the ears, most Zenfolk have these. Hyde does not, but he originally had them, but they were cut off. I forgot the reason why. But you can change these with mutations. Like you could have cat ears or something. I don't know. Whatever makes you happy. The mutations for horns and ears are light mutations. As for the arms cannot change. You will always have arms like this. This is one of the parts that make a Zenfolk Zendroid, the arms. Now, they will always have like puffy, would this be considered a wrist? They'd always have like puffy hands and large sausage fingers is what I call them. The legs do not change. You will always have legs like this. Unless you do something like was done with Stereo, where they use the mecha mutation to have like larger stuff. The mecha mutation is very helpful, and you can change so many things with the mecha mutation. You do not necessarily need a mutation to customize your tail. However, if you do want a weapon as your tail, you will need a chroma brew for that. because you cannot do that otherwise. You can have, I'm pretty sure you can have like the decoration of a weapon as your tail, but you would need a mutation to actually make it functional. Another thing about another difference between male and female Zendroids is that females have more slimmer bodies. That's probably too thin, but something like that, probably like that for female Zendroids, it'd be a lot thinner than a male's, because the males have more stronger and sturdy bodies. Now, enough of my yapping, and we are going to get into the actual customization instead of just pointing out what must stay on a Zenfolk. So we're gonna make this a bit more invisible so we can add the things without having to like erase all the time and all of that, so I can just show you basic stuff. This is not going to be, I might like make a base design on it, because sluts do not, make your own sluts do not expire, but I'm just gonna do this as an explanation. Probably will post a different thing for adopts. I'll get into adopts later. But you can have whatever clothes you want, and you don't need a mutation for clothes, so that's cool. So I'm just gonna give him a jacket as an example. You have a jacket, some sleeves, and that's clothes. You have clothes. You can add belts for free. Like, I use belts a lot. I love belts. I love belts a lot. So you can add a belt. You can add, like, sort of shoe-like things, but I don't think you can cover the toes. Like, Maho has, like, I think tights? I don't know what you would call that. But you can add tights or whatever you want, and you can have, like, feathers or something at the end of the tail, and, like, you can have hair is completely free. You can do whatever kind of hairstyle you want, as long as it's not too long, or else it would require the overgrowth mutation. I'm gonna get into more mutation stuff in a second, like what kind of mutations fall into what categories and all of that, but for now I'm going to just do basic stuff or whatever. So those are basically the free things. Clothing are free, hair is free, tail decoration is also free, and yeah, that's the basics. Now we are going to get into mutations. Now I have the mutations over here, and these here are the dark mutations. Now you can make them a Cyclops, which makes them have only one eye if you want them to have one eye, like that. You can have Moltra. Wow. Moltra. You can have extra eyes. It says Ethra here, but I'm just gonna say extra because it's easier. And those are not necessarily restricted to just the face. You can actually have them on your palms, or if you use wings, which is here as a light mutation, as I've seen with a character named Chimney that somebody made. I forgot who it was, but somebody has a malware named Chimney, and they have like wings, and you can have wings, and you can have like eyes on them, and you can have as many eyes as you want. You can keep on adding eyes. I would not recommend covering your character in eyes though, because that would be kind of weird. Like, imagine having just a giant eye monster. I don't think that would be necessarily approved, but just don't do a ton of eyes. You can have several different irises, which stuff like that, which I don't know if I've ever seen a Polycora Zenfolk. I don't know. You can have extra heads, which I'm pretty sure I've seen that before. You can have more mouths. You can see the second mouth on the arm. You could have like a mouth here or something. You can have extra arms, like that. Speed drawing, so real. You can have Jello body, which basically makes your body be like gooey, and you can like drip. You can have flame body, which allows you to add flames to your body, like that or something. And you can have liquid body, which is what you would use for characters like Cairo. If I go over here to Cairo's profile, because I'm pretty sure I have liquid body listed down there. Cairo here, since she has paint dripping from her body, this would require the liquid body mutation, because it is liquid. So if you want to add paint, or just want your paint, oil, or whatever, or you just want them to have like a wet body, that sounded really bad, I'm sorry, but like if you wanted them to be like constantly crying or something like that, I'm pretty sure that works too. Or if you just want to have it like the ref and have the body be like watery and like flow around and stuff, that's what the liquid body mutation is for. You can have gyro, where basically your limbs can be detached from your body, or you could do something like what was done with Vega, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce her name. I'm running out of breath, help. She used the terrarium, as well as having several like bones be shown, like in a style like that with the terrarium, and basically it was like you could see like the blood and stuff, which is pretty cool. I really like that design. You can have spikes, which can add spikes anywhere, like your legs, kneecaps, the tail. You can make your character a dinosaur or something, I don't know. And anywhere that you want it, you can have it, except for a horn right here, because I would require the unihorn, which I'll get to in a second. You can have extra tails, which, as it is displayed, extra tails, more fun. You can have a parasite, which is basically the creature living inside your body or something, I don't know. I've seen some really creative ways that people have used parasite. I'm not going to necessarily mention all the things. You can have a familiar. Note, you cannot have other creatures such as Datamuse as a familiar. You cannot have Datamuse familiars. I tried that with Mac and I failed. And I felt really humiliated for that. I am running out of space, and this is going to stop any second now, so I'm gonna speedrun this. You can have mecha, which is really important and like helpful. You can have several different like mechanical parts in your body, which is really good at changing. Virus is no longer something you can get as a dark mutation. Conjointed bodies makes you have like a second part of your body. Inside of light mutations, we have custom horn shape. You can add custom horns. You can have custom ear shapes. Halos, pretty self-explanatory for those things. Unihorn is what I mentioned before, where you can have a horn on the top of your head like that. You can have antennae. You can have heterodemia, or however it's pronounced. I don't really like pronouncing that word. But you can... Okay, I thought I stopped recording or something. You can have two different eye colors, which is, yeah. You can have wings, which I explained earlier. You can have overgrowth, which allows you to have, like, some really long hair or something. You can become Rapunzel. You can have terrarium, which was mentioned before, where you can do stuff with your whole body and, like, mix it and stuff with gyro, and yeah. You can have color change, which, I need to figure out more about color change before I explain that, fully. I've never really used color change. You can have a pocket pouch, which allows you to have a pouch on your body. You can have a custom signal shape, which is often used because it adds more originality and stuff. You can have ball joints, which allows you to have joints, balls for joints. That's not really bad. You can have dwarfism, which allows you to make stuff bigger or make stuff smaller, anything that you want. And holograms, which allow you to have holograms around your body, which is pretty cool. And yeah, dark mutations clearly use the dark brew as its base, and light mutations use light brews. Now, I'm going to get into how to actually publish a Zenfolk to the site before my recording automatically stops, because I've been recording for too long. It's taking up space on my Chromebook, because my Chromebook is on life support. Now, you are going to want to go into the shop. Now, you can find the shops inside the activities tab and just go here. You go into the shops, and you're gonna need currencies for these, and I'm pretty sure earlier on in the video I explained that you can get currencies from either the Zen currencies from either Gamma Wheel or the Forage. Instead of the Delta Port spawn point, you can get the trinkets. Now, we are gonna get a basic trinket. I'm gonna use this a bit late. It says I have 10. What the heck? I'm gonna have to report that to Wendy, cause I do not have 10 chrono trinkets inside of my thing. But we're gonna purchase this one, which takes up Zen points, which are rarer, and you get them from don't come in, please. I'm explaining something. Okay, I'll be done in a second. Ignore that. We are gonna go over to our profile now, and I'm going to select the basic chrono trinket. We're gonna have to go into inventory for this. Where I'm gonna go in, and we are going to select the Mio trinket, which allows me to make my own. And we are going to select this here. Make sure that you select this here, or else it will not work. Then you're going to click down here, and it will pop up use slot, and you are going to click open, which will open your basic chrono trinket, and it will come up with a message up here that says Mio slot created successfully. Now you're going to click that button right there. One second. It's probably being finicky. If it won't work today, I'll show you how to actually publish one a bit later. So I'm gonna go and do my profile, because I'm pretty sure I can access that here. I'm just gonna go here. I'm going to where is it? Mio design. Oh yeah, these here. What you would do, you wouldn't actually buy one if you're new. You would make your free Mio here, which you can add mutations just like any other one, but you don't have to buy a trinket to make it. Keep in mind that you can either do a foreign or a Zendroid, and that's it. The other ones are off limits. Now, I'm gonna go into my Mio slots, and it should be here. This right here is my Mio slot, and we're gonna go into submit Mio design here, and we're going to click create request here to make it. Now, there are several things that you should fill out. We're gonna start off with traits. What the heck? We're gonna start off, as I was saying, we are going to start off with traits. Okay, it's clearly not working, but basically you would add any traits that you have on your Zenfolk there, add any, like, stuff like Brews, you would add Brews here. The masterless image would be you publishing the image to the Zenfolk or Ethofolk, and, like, there's a cropping thing, which is for the profile picture. You'd crop it out, and that would be the profile picture. Comments you don't have to do it. If you don't want to do it, you can just click the button that's right, whatever there, because I forgot, and you would be able to write something there in comments about why you would want to make it. You don't have to write anything if you don't want to, but that's basically what that is for. And that would conclude what this video is about. I hope this helped you make your own Zenfolk, and I will report these errors to Wendy and hopefully not stress him out too much. Anyways, thank you for listening to me ramble on for 5 years.